Welcome to the Smite God reveal for Chiron, the Great Teacher. Chiron, like most of the gods, was fathered by the Titan Cronus. His father changed his form to a horse to hide his indiscretion with the nymph Philyra from his wife. Later, centaurs were born to another nymph and a mortal king and raised by Chiron and his daughters. Widely regarded as the noblest of the centaur race, Chiron was the mold from which all other centaurs were cast. He was highly skilled in the martial arts and trained many of the great heroes of myth, including Achilles, Jason, and Hercules. One day during the training of Achilles, Hercules came to visit, offering his weapons for inspection. In a twist of fate, an arrow coated with hydra venom fell upon Chiron's foot, painfully poisoning him. Despite his efforts, Chiron was unable to find a cure for the poison. He voluntarily surrendered his invulnerability and died. For Chiron's accomplishments, Zeus rewarded him, immortalizing Chiron as the grand constellation Sagittarius. However, it is time for Chiron to descend from the stars to use his masteries on the battlefield. Chiron's passive is herbal medicine. Chiron collects herbs for his poultices over time, which increase the healing he receives per stack. Every time he uses an ability, the lowest health teammate near him, himself included, will be healed, consuming one of the herbs. Chiron's first ability is training exercise. Chiron warns his teammates to evade the area, removing crowd control effects so they can escape before it explodes, damaging and crippling all enemies in the area. This ability is very useful at saving allies while deterring enemies from chasing. Chiron passively marks his enemies as targets when he damages them with basic attacks or his ultimate Centaurus, reducing their physical protections. He may activate Masterful Shot to deal damage to every marked target and slow them for 3 seconds. Chiron gallops forward at full speed, damaging enemies. Any minion hit will be thrown into the air, while gods will be kicked backward behind Chiron. Chiron is also able to use basic attacks while charging. Chiron transforms into a constellation and can fire 3 long-distance shots, even through walls. If Chiron would be killed during this ability, he instead finishes his ability before dying. If killed, Chiron can revive himself by killing an enemy god before the ability expires. Chiron is a hunter focused around helping and teaching his team while dealing damage with his abilities. Through his herbal medicine poultice to his cleansing training exercise, Chiron assists his team as a hybrid supporter and hunter. Abilities like Masterful Shot and Centaurus allow him to use his expertise to defeat his opponents. Look to pair Chiron with characters that are very aggressive, such as Thor, Sobek, or Jin Tien. Chiron players will excel by knowing when to use the nuances of his kit to maximum potential. While a hunter who primarily deals damage, Chiron can save his teammates using his defensive-based skills and his passive heal. When an ally is in danger, cast either training exercise or use Giddy Up to help pull people off your ally. Be careful not to overextend. As a hunter, it can be easy to then need saving yourself. Masterful Shot will allow you to hurt and slow any enemy you have hit within a small time window. Skilled masters of this move will know this timing and will try to maximize its effectiveness by marking many enemies. Centaurus is a quick way to mark many opponents, as is landing your basic attacks. Be warned that sometimes it may be better to use it for the slow rather than trying to maximize its damage. Chiron naturally gets a little close to fights, more so than other hunters. His passive, as well as his charge ability, often puts him into aggressive positions. Knowing when to be aggressive and when to hold abilities and stay back will be very important. A good example of this is his ultimate, Centaurus. While useful at dealing a lot of damage quickly, sometimes saving this ability means surviving certain death. Look to always keep a strong position and a skill available to ensure survival. If it looks like your target is escaping after you have ulted them, keep in mind that you can finish them off from far away with your second ability. The enemy team is pushing middle, outnumbered. Chiron plays it safe, letting Sun Wukong poke, waiting for the enemy team to make a mistake. Raven decides to face Kukulkan alone, a bad move. From mid lane, Chiron uses training exercise at the right moment to finish off Raven. Chiron uses Giddy Up to catch up and join the fight. Chiron ults, aiming for both Apollo and Xin Qian, killing Apollo with his second shot while marking Xin Qian, allowing him to kill Xin Qian from far away using Masterful Shot. A few basic hits along with CC and help from his teammates earn him the quadra kill. Chiron wants to start with training exercise. This ability acts as Chiron's primary poking and wave clear tool. Follow this by a point into Masterful Shot to allow for Chiron to trade more effectively. If possible, try to get more points into training exercise, but depending on the matchup, Giddy Up may be more useful at staying alive. After level 5, your priority will be Centaurus, then training exercise, followed by Masterful Shot, and finally, Giddy Up. As Chiron, you will want to build a large amount of power, as well as have some survivability and mana regeneration. Begin with Death's Toll and work toward a Transcendence. After Transcendence is finished, work toward Warrior Tabi and Soul Eater. This rounds out your core build and gives a high amount of power and regeneration, along with some survivability from Soul Eater. Round out this build with damage options like Executioners and Deathbringer. Thanks for watching the Smite God reveal for Chiron.